What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 25 of The Hard Stuff with Bailey and Caleb.
What's going on?
Episode 25, so it's my pick.
Did you get something good this time?
I don't know, man. I think so. We're doing my take on transfusion. So if you haven't heard, transfusion is ice, vodka, usually 7-Up or ginger ale, but I don't like either of them, so we have Sprite.
Okay.
And it's grape juice, but instead of grape juice, I just got a flavored vodka. So we'll see. So we're doing Smirnoff Infusions, strawberry and rose vodka.
So this is like pre-advertised as their infusion mixer.
Yeah. This is, I think, what you use in a real transfusion, but I don't like grape juice. So
I hate grape juice too. So anyways, it looks like we got 750 mils here.
Yeah, 750 mils.
3 cups.
3 cups, 30%, only like $24.
Okay.
So
if this is good, this could be a good summer fix.
Yeah, absolutely. It even says right on it, splash in some soda, garnish, you're done. We don't have a garnish, but we're going to try it.
Interesting.
Oh, it smells really good.
It does. I hope this doesn't taste like, I can't remember the other strawberry roses drink.
The what?
I'll come back to this. I can't remember the name of the drink. It's
The we had?
no, we haven't had it.
Oh,
it's like a
okay.
standard one.
Oh, okay. All right. Ice.
It does smell really good. It's like really strong, actually.
Yeah.
Just pouring that, like the whole room smells like it now.
Yeah. Could be good. Could be bad. Who knows? Try it straight.
Yeah, always. Apparently.
Will you get some floaties in yours? Nice, dude. That's awesome. It's good for the immune system.
Protein, yeah. That tastes like shit.
Yeah. I don't really get strawberry. I just get like roses.
I get roses and like shittier than normal vodka.
Okay, well, hopefully the Sprite saves it because this
Oh
is
my
terrible.
god.
This is terrible.
Note to self, do not drink Smirnoff Infusion straight.
Okay, there was more flavors, though. There's not just one flavor. There was also...
So was there anything like super citrusy?
No. There was this, and there was cucumber and lime. And
That would be disgusting. I'm not a cucumber fan.
And the other one was just watermelon. So that one might have been
That
okay,
might be
but
okay.
that one's not actually labeled as an infusion, so I didn't get it.
Oh.
Nice. Got the floaty out.
We got the pocket knife.
Got the pocket
no
knife,
worries.
of course.
This is bugging me now because I think that is close to that drink. I'm going to see if I can figure it out.
I have no idea what you're even talking about. Like, is it a vodka?
It might. I'm trying to think if it's like a martini or something like that.
Okay, now I really have no idea what you're talking about. Like a strawberry daiquiri? Like, are we going that far?
Because it's more. I've had it before and it tasted more like, I'd say, roses, and it was just gross.
Okay, perfect. Well, while you do that, I'm going to try this. Oh, it's so much better.
Is it?
Oh, get you some of that. Get you some of that.
Oh, that's night and day.
Right? That is summertime drinking right there.
Okay.
For sure.
Give up on finding this. I'll figure it out later. I think it is like a flavored martini or something. I've had something similar and it tasted like that. Anyways, much better.
Yeah.
I still don't think I'd want that in the summer though. Like,
really?
Versus some of the other stuff we've had on here.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
compare that to the lemonade Smirnoff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was way better. But that was also like $15 more.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was like a $40 bottle. This is $25.
Fair
So
enough.
if you're getting blasted on a budget, I would recommend this.
Well, if you're getting blasted on a budget, I recommend Growers.
Well, okay, I'm talking like on a budget, not fucking making the budget, but that's okay. All right.
What do you want to start on?
Let's go into it. We got a lot of shit going on in sports. It's been a huge 2 weeks even. We got March Madness going on. A lot of the other NCAA tournaments are just happening in general.
Not even, like I've said before, not an in-depth basketball fan. Obviously, I've played the game before. I might have watched one full game in my life.
Yeah, I think I made you watch one when we were out of town once.
But as we do this and it's more relevant and I watch sports a lot more and I think about it. Oh my God, everything just blasts March Madness.
Oh yeah.
Every clip, anywhere I've gone to watch TV, like Sports Center, is just all over the place.
Yeah, especially because they kind of put it at the perfect time, right? There's no football going on right now. The NBA is not in playoffs yet. Baseball is just starting, and it's kind of a chopped up shit spring training.
Doesn't baseball normally start earlier though? Like,
well, it's spring training right now.
Gotcha.
So yes, but it's also usually like the beginning of baseball. So it's a good time to have it, right? Because golf is going on, but that's about it. It's all we really have to watch.
Yeah.
So I like they put it in March. So I'm content with everybody covering it all the time. But let's talk about it. So far, there's been a lot of upsets in March Madness. Massive.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So on day 2, or 2 or 3, I don't remember entirely. Nobody had a perfect bracket anymore.
Oh,
Sometimes you get one guy that makes it like a week, maybe even makes it to the Sweet 16. We didn't even get past the fucking first round, and nobody had a perfect bracket.
Interesting.
So there's one upset in particular I want to talk about because it's a total joke and it should have never happened, and it made one young man an absolute superstar. So Kentucky, I'm sure you know Kentucky just because they're a massive school, right?
Yeah.
They lost to a school called St. Peter's, I believe. Yeah, St. Peter's University. So if you look at St. Peter's, their gym is the equivalent of like a mediocre high school. Like they only have bleachers on one
Like
side.
they're not putting a lot of money into their program.
Yeah. Like they only have bleachers on one side. They only have like one actual basketball court that fits in the gym. Like it is tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky, on the other hand, has what you would call an NBA stadium, essentially.
Okay. Yeah.
Gigantic, rows and rows of actual seats, not bleachers. Like it is the cat's ass. So, St. Peter's beat Kentucky. Should have never happened.
Yeah.
St. Peter's then went on to beat Purdue, which is another very large Big Ten school. Kind of the same vibe.
Like, is that who they beat afterwards?
Yeah.
So they're just like going on a spree.
Yeah, so they're coming in as a 15 seed. They beat the 2 seed. And then they beat the 7, I believe Purdue was. So 2 games they should have never won. Not even had a fucking chance in hell.
Yeah.
They're going to the Elite 8. So this is incredible for everybody.
What are the odds on them now?
I think I saw it before the Purdue game. $10 would have made you something like $2,500 if they win. Like just crazy if they win the tournament. So I just want everybody to know. I don't even know the guy's last name, but his name is Doug. He is the heart and soul of this team. The only white guy on this team. Looks like he stands about 5'2", has the coolest almost mullet I've ever seen in my life. And he's carrying this team.
Really?
Yep. He totally ruined my bracket because I had Kentucky beating them, and then I had Purdue losing to Kentucky. So
I say we fucked up. That's what we should have done.
we should have done brackets.
Well, not even mine because it would have been it would have been a guess. But we should have taken your proper bracket, posted
Oh, it's fucked.
and then just lit you up for it.
It's so fucked, and it's all because of this kid Doug.
Really?
He's just an absolute superstar, and he ruined my 2 biggest games. So I just want to say, good for him, but fuck you, guy.
There you go. I'm glad you're having a good March Madness.
Oh, yeah. I'm having a better March Madness than a lot of the players, though. We're having a lot of referee discrepancies, I'd like to call it.
I've seen some clips on this. I don't really have context for it.
There's just been a couple. The Baylor-North Carolina game was pretty big. Baylor being a 1 seed, trying to beat an 8 seed.
Yeah.
They were down 24 points. There was kind of a shitty foul call, and they threw out North Carolina's number 1 player. And then there was a couple of more shitty foul calls. They fouled out the other 2 of North Carolina's best players. Like, it really just looked like they were trying to get Baylor the game. Like,
That's
if
brutal.
I could have reffed it any worse, it would have been an absolute accomplishment. But North Carolina won, so I'm okay with that. And there's one referee, I don't know his name, but everybody's just calling for him to be fired.
Really?
Just fired on the spot. So in basketball, if you dunk, you're not supposed to hang on the rim for an excessive amount of time unless somebody is under you, like to prevent injury.
Right.
This kid...
Because it's like showboating or something, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. It's like a taunting call. This kid, fast break, dunks, hangs on the rim for like half a second just so he doesn't like blow over backwards.
Yeah.
Immediately teed up and like borderline almost thrown out of the game. This ref was so mad at him.
So how does it work for NCAA? Like, is it kind of like traditional sports? You see the coaches can lose their mind, or
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason they have like 6 coaches on the bench. So not very often do you see it. Like it's not as often as an NBA game, but there's a lot of times, especially in March Madness, where coaches will just go ballistic.
That's what I mean. You see something like that, or in that game, I could only imagine.
Yeah. So we're right in the thick of that. So I'm totally agreeing that those refs should have been fired, and we're gonna have to watch some clips because you don't even understand how bad it was.
That's awful.
And I totally forgot to bring it up before this, but man, you see some of these and it's like, oh, I don't even think that guy hit him. And it's like, no, you're right, he didn't. And you really don't know anything about basketball, so that's okay. That's what I'm going to stick with. I just
Really?
need a little rant on the referees at the NCAA tournament. So I'm okay with that. Yeah. So that is the number 1 seed Baylor, last year's champion. So obviously they should have won.
That was like the most regular in-play movement I think I've seen.
Yeah.
Like, there was no intention to that. It wasn't even bad. The guy didn't even like flinch from the elbow.
No, he catches an elbow high, and that's it.
He didn't complain about it, get mad even.
Well, he complained about it, but I think that he's just kind of a bitch.
Well, fair enough.
He
If
did a
he
lot
did
of
that, he
complaining.
like took a dive for it.
Yeah, exactly. But there you go. You saw it, and the first thing he said is, what was wrong with that?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's soft as hell. But whatever.
That's awesome. Okay, so in general, though, your botched bracket aside, are you enjoying March Madness?
Oh, yeah. It's been a great year, especially with the upsets. Like, we just watched that clip there. That was the 8 seed beating the 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
We had the 15 seed beat the 2 seed. We had the 15 seed beat the 7 seed. Like, this isn't the March Madness that everybody thought it was going to be. Like, this should have been a lot of big teams just kind of stomping everybody this year.
Yeah.
And it has not been.
Yeah, but is that not better to watch anyways?
Exactly. That's why it's been so good for, like, everybody as fans.
Yeah.
Because we're watching these teams. It's like, oh, St. Peter's. Everybody just kind of blows them off. But now they're going to the Elite 8.
So is there anyone in the Elite 8 that, like, if just 2 bottom-seeded teams could blow this out and be, like, the final game?
I don't know if any, like, really low seeds are in the other sides of the bracket still, because it's kind of like a 4 corners bracket.
Oh, okay.
But if St. Peter's wins, I think the state of New Jersey will go insane. Like, Eli Manning's already been posting about it. Like, he's just, they're my hometown team. He's excited for him. He's riding it. Like, if they win, that state, I think, as a whole will explode.
That's awesome.
It'll be crazy. But let's move on. We got more to talk about, especially as March Madness unfolds. So we'll be talking about that again next week. For sure. So, controversy in the NCAA swimming championships.
Yes.
Now, we're going to try to talk about this as unbiased as possible, but I don't really know if you can.
Well, it's not unbiased. Like, we'll just be as politically correct as we can, because there's nothing we disagree with on a personal level to that, other than the fact
Yes, correct.
that, so for anyone that doesn't have context, the NCAA had a swimming, I can't even remember what kind of tournament. Was it like a championship?
Yeah, I think it was just like the swimming
I
championships.
don't know if it was like a state, federal, like I don't know. But anyways, they had a state championship. I just said it again. A championship.
Yeah.
And the first place that won it is getting a lot of heat right now.
Yeah, so Leah Thomas, an ex-male swimmer for Pennsylvania, is now shattering records as a female swimmer. I don't even know which school. I think still Pennsylvania?
I'm not even sure.
I'm not sure. But either way, she is now shattering all these records after being ranked 422nd as a male swimmer.
Yeah. And so what this is causing is obviously a lot of upset, and so be it. Like, you have your own opinions, we have our own opinions, but they've put out an announcement now that to not, like, step on toes, it's more for public opinion, that they're investigating this and visiting potentially what should be done with it.
I mean, as they should. I think anybody that understands just biology understands that being born a male and being born a female, your body just creates different hormones and different chemicals differently.
Yeah.
Like your testosterone, your estrogen, all that kind of shit. Like no matter what you identify as, your body still will make more testosterone than a biological female.
No, and that's what I agree with. Like, I don't agree with competing against people like that. It's just a matter of fact. It's like, if that's what you want to do and that's your opinion, there needs to be some kind of different category for it. That's all. Because it to me, when it comes down to brass tacks, it's an unfair advantage, period. And like you just said, it is biology.
Yeah, that's all it is. Like, I've got no problem with you wanting to compete. Everybody deserves a scholarship or a chance at a scholarship, but there's got to be a better way to do it.
Yep.
So, what should the NCAA do? You're thinking make kind of like a new division almost for transgender athletes?
Something like that, or like if you want to go that route, just classify it as like an open division.
Interesting. I don't know if that would really work.
Just because, well, the only reason I say that is like, so you do that, and then you have this subcategory that says like open, and so be it. You could have your males. I don't even know how to word this properly. Like anyone that wants to compete in it can. So like even if you had some females come in and they were just like, you know what, I'm on fire. Like I'm fucking killing it.
Yeah.
I'm good. It gives them a chance to compete against not higher caliber, like against males. Because you hear that a lot of the time. Everyone's like, especially from the females, they're like, fuck it, I'm good. Like I want to do it, right?
Yeah, especially.
And we have nothing in sports that pits that against people.
Yeah, especially like this. Like this is a non-contact sport. There's no real risk of anybody getting actually hurt.
Yeah, I view it in the same sense of like if you did a full-on open in golf.
Okay, I like that. I still don't think that would work just because of the biological advantages we talked about.
Correct.
I think they almost have to do like 2 more divisions. Like you have your male to female group.
Yeah.
Like male transferring to female and then female transferring to male. Because then at least they should all be taking roughly the same like testosterone or T blockers or estrogen.
Yeah. Because the downside to this is in the media that's coming out, the counter argument to why some people think it's fair or not is recently, I believe it was the Olympics, this happened.
Yes.
Where they had the weightlifter do the same thing and bombed miserably when they got there.
Yeah.
But I think that just, I don't know the details on that, but to me, that doesn't matter. It comes down to the caliber of lifter. That person either lost a mental game, was off, was something.
Yeah, in something like that, yes. But I think in something like swimming, where it's just, I think it's a bigger disparity in swimming than it is weightlifting.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of how they're taking care of it. I know a lot of the NCAA athletes, like the other female athletes, are very worried to be asked about this. They don't want to be interviewed.
Well, and that honestly is my big point for bringing it up. I'm not trying to get on a soapbox and go off about this at all. It's just the outpouring that this got from the sports community from almost all sides is insane.
Yeah, like
you have your pro and your cons, but it's just like those athletes in a way got robbed, and it's a more or less very general consensus.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't like seeing. Could you imagine being that second place and just like, did you see, there's a podium picture and it's all 3 of them. And the person in third is just like, I can't believe I'm standing here.
Yeah. And honestly, that is terrible for them.
That's what I mean.
That should never happen. And the fact that even these young female athletes are so worried about cancel culture that they are turning down their interviews like after the races. They don't want to be asked any questions about Leah Thomas. Like, they are just trying to stay as far away from this as possible just for the safety of their career. Is crazy, like, how far in the wrong direction we've gone with the cancel culture.
I agree with that completely. And it's the same thing. Actually, obviously, some more of this will come out. I can't imagine what's going to happen when we get to the next swimming event.
Oh, yeah,
But we'll try and follow this along even for the... It's a bad word for it, but like the political side of it. I want to see what the NCAA does with this.
Yeah, because they have to do something. There's been too big of, honestly, a global event.
Well, and it's no different than when it comes into the next event or it gets to a larger event, nationals or something like that.
Or when it comes into different sports. Like if you get contact sports, there's a lot of male transitioning to females that could seriously hurt some young ladies.
Yep. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Honestly.
Yeah, but the NCAA has to do something. We're thinking more divisions. That's kind of where I'm at.
So now that we're talking about testosterone, though, let's move into some of the probably largest testosterone you've seen in a long time.
I think the largest testosterone anyone will see ever.
The fucking Eddie versus Thor.
What a fucking fight.
It was.
So if you don't know, Eddie Hall, half Thor Bjornsson, the Mountain,
Yeah.
they had a boxing match. So the current world's strongest man and a former world's strongest man and numerous world record holders.
Yeah,
each decided to finally kind of put their talk aside and straight up box.
Kinda put their talk aside. They talked shit the whole way up to the fucking ring.
Well, as they should have, though. That's how you sell tickets.
But yeah, they did a good job of that. It was so funny.
So who did you have winning before the fight?
Honestly, I had Eddie.
Really?
Yeah.
You were doubting a man 6 inches taller and 7 inches longer?
I was, and honestly, from the fight, like I'm safe in that bet.
Okay.
I think what lost me that, like in that sense, how he lost the fight is he got gassed.
Yeah. We saw Thor come in very trim, honestly, for what he is.
Yeah.
I think he weighed
And I think
30
that's the
stone or
difference is
something.
like even looking at them, like Eddie leaned out too, but Thor was very lean and because of the weight, he was heavier, but it's on a way bigger frame.
Yes.
So like he was running more optimal for his size.
Yeah. I mean, 6'7" versus 6'3", I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Like you just have more space to put the
But
weight.
I can't even remember exactly what it was though. It was like a 50-pound difference still. But and
It
that's
was
in that height,
1
though.
stone, so whatever the hell a stone is.
I don't even know.
I don't know my European weights, but I know Thor came in at like 30 stone, 6 pound, and I think Eddie was 29 stone, 15 pound or something.
Is that what it was?
Something. It was like a whole stone difference, whatever that means.
See, and I think it was more than that because 1 stone is only 14 pounds.
I thought it was only about that, but all right. I don't know.
I could be wrong too. It's just, period. It doesn't matter what he weighed. That was where he lost it. They both had knockdowns. It was an awesome fight. I really enjoyed watching it. Like, you get worried about this hype that comes out. They're doing all this press. There was so much shit talking.
Yeah, the whole way through. And I didn't realize there was that much bad blood.
I don't think there was to start. Because, like, I've been following this since their first announcement. And their banter was a lot more, like, it was rougher. But I refer to it more like Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Okay.
So it was like that. It was nonstop.
Kind of friendly bullshit.
But you could kind of see the smile behind it.
Yeah.
And they were calling each other out on social media and blah, 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 blah. Then they got closer to their first date and it got like more serious. And then, because Eddie really turned it up and he's like calling Thor out.
Oh, yeah. It got heated that week prior to the fight.
And then what happened is Eddie, no, the first fight.
Oh, the first time. Okay, sorry,
then
yes.
Eddie fucking tore his bicep.
Yeah. Postponed it, obviously.
Pushed it. Thor, and then the difference is too, is since then I think Thor's had 2 professional fights in air quotes.
Yeah. Sparring matches.
Well, yeah, just more like match events.
Yeah.
And then so this one comes around, Eddie's like, because of course he's out. He's like, oh, I'll be back. Don't you worry about it. We're gonna fix this. I'm gonna come back, kick his ass, blah blah blah. And then when they've picked their date for the second, like the actual fight, it was just mud flinging. There was no holding back.
Yeah. I mean, both these guys, honestly, I think they just came out looking for knockouts.
They did, and
It did not look like a methodical Floyd versus Pacquiao boxing match. It looked like 2 large dudes throwing absolute hammers.
28. It's 36 pounds difference.
Oh, so it was just over 2 stone then?
2 stone 8 pounds.
Okay. So yeah, like that's a weight class. In any other fight, that's a whole weight class.
No, I take that back. I think that was the first fight. I don't know. Anyways, 2 big ass men. But yeah, so they got so much worse. Did you see the actual press conference?
Before or after?
Before.
I didn't see the one before, no.
They were coming in to sit down. The shit talking starts. And I find it even funnier because this is what I would do. It's like Eddie's kind of chirping, but he's sitting there just stone-faced taking it.
Oh, yeah.
And Thor is just boiling. And then I don't know exactly what the comment was made before they even started their press conference. Something about Thor's mom.
I did hear something about that, but I don't know enough about it.
And he exploded.
Okay, that's what I like to hear.
And like, I don't know, right?
As you would.
You would, exactly. Yeah. And then Eddie's just sitting there smiling. He's like, well, I don't think this press event's happening. He can't get his shit together.
That's awesome. Now, I've actually met Thor in real life.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen him once. And, like, me compared to a regular man, like, I'm a big dude.
Yeah.
6'3", 300 pounds. Like, I'm a big man. This man, to me, was what I look like to a 7th grader. Like, I understand that Eddie Hall is the world's strongest man, whatever. But anyone in the sane mind doesn't look at somebody 6'8", almost 400 pounds and say, hey, I want to box you.
Yeah.
Like, I've shaken the man's hand. It's like a fucking complete club. Like, he's massive, man.
Yeah, but I think that I attribute that to maybe some like powerlifting ego.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's like
It's
there's
hey,
nothing I can't do.
yeah, it's my dick's bigger than yours.
Yeah.
That's all this fight was. But I loved it. Like, it was a very good fight, like you said. There was actually some real knockdowns.
Yeah, it was well done. Like, I honestly enjoyed that fight more than any fucking Jake Paul fight.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And they took it very seriously. Like, they both trained for
It's almost probably a year now, yeah.
No headgear. Like, this was a boxing match. I liked it.
My thing with this too, and I'm happy with where it is, what happened. It seems like everyone came out with like decent spirits afterwards. There was no like
I don't think there's any
absolute
bad
shit
blood
talking or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I just hope it's not like a turnaround, make more money. Like, I don't want to see a 2.0 fight in 2 months from now. Like, just let this go where it was.
Yeah. And
If they want to continue fighting, maybe go back to your weightlifting. Like, ride the media you generated from this, but don't try and like switch into being a boxer.
Yeah, and I don't want to see like other powerlifters try this, but oh well, Thor and Eddie did it. It's like, I don't know his last name, but Brian, the bald guy,
Yeah.
the other powerlifter. I don't want to see him start boxing. Like, yes, he's a great powerlifter,
Yeah.
but there's no story behind it. Like, there's no like the reason this fight was successful is because it's Eddie versus Thor, the two biggest weightlifters ever.
It is, yeah. You're kind of taking the apex of their careers,
Yeah.
with their social media and just going.
Yeah. So I don't want to see other powerlifters be like, oh, I could use a big paycheck. I should get in a boxing ring.
I say now that Thor's all leaned out and like he is, if he keeps it that way, he'll just be showing up in some more TV or movies soon.
Oh yeah, he will not be powerlifting at this weight. That's for sure. He
Yeah.
will be acting full time, guarantee it.
I don't know, and that's all I wanted to touch on for that. I liked it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, all in all, good fight. So let's move into it. You got Matt Stafford up here. I didn't even read about this, hear about this, anything.
He signed on for his extension.
How big was this
It
extension?
was fairly large.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured.
I say it's been a little while. Just let me bring it up again.
Like Aaron Rodgers large?
I believe so.
Oh God.
Because I didn't realize it when this came out. It wasn't actually that big. So there was a lot of, like, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, there's a lot of movement going on for QBs and stuff like that.
Tons.
And there was nothing released for him. Like, there was no really rumors. So you know how kind of the NFL works. When you don't hear anything, it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, where's he going? What's going on? I put no merit to this whatsoever. But there was like rumors that freaking Kaepernick was coming out to their camps and stuff like that.
I did hear something about that as well, but I took no merit to it as well.
Exactly. Pretty sure he'd try to go to every camp.
Yeah.
And the coaching staff would just be like, why are you here?
Yeah, whatever. We talked
And
about
then
that
out
last
of the
week.
blue, nowhere, after all this QB movement went on them with like Russell, the trading back and forth, all that stuff.
Brady's coming back.
Exactly. And then just poof, he extended 4 years, $160 million.
That's a pretty good one.
Yes.
Now, is Matt Stafford worth that, or is he a product of his environment?
I don't know.
Because I think Sean McVay runs a very good team.
Because the thing is, it's $160 million over 4, but regardless of what they decide, it's $135 guaranteed.
Oh my God, these contract guarantees are getting fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
It's like, how often have we seen any football player go down and he's out an entire season?
Right?
That's $40 million you're just flushing.
$10 million in bonuses and a $500K a year workout bonus.
This is just getting stupid. It's getting stupid, man.
But what's the option? Like this was the prime year that it's slim pickings for QBs. Everyone was panicking. Even in the draft and stuff like that, combine, they had like a record amount of QBs show up for combine just because there was so much interest. We talked about that where like normally you're a high caliber QB, you even skip the combine not to get injured. Like
Yeah.
if you have high enough interest, but no, this has very much been a QB forward based offseason.
Why though?
Because
What are we doing different? We haven't had anybody retire. We almost did, but we haven't.
yeah, but when you watch these games, like watching the seasons this year, any team that didn't do very well, it was because the defense destroyed QBs. There was no scrambling. The rollout sucked. They were getting destroyed in the pocket. I do not know the stat, but I guarantee if you looked it up, it had to be close for like an all-time league high for sacks.
Yeah, but
And I'm not trying to just blame the QB. Like, trust me, I was an offensive lineman. I get where that comes from.
yeah, and you can't blame the
But you
QBs
have
this
to be
year.
the management that's looking at this because it's stat forward based, right?
Yeah. I don't love that though because we saw a lot of very good QBs play like shit this year and not go anywhere.
Yep.
Kansas City?
Yeah.
Mahomes, what a fucking season he had. Given he had every sort of off-field problem there was. But even Tom, I mean the greatest ever, I'll say it, the greatest quarterback of all time, did not do well this year.
Yep.
Like
Well, that's what I mean.
Tampa
Not
Bay
compared to the
sucked.
caliber that he's played on.
yeah, Tampa Bay sucked this year. Kansas City sucked in comparison to what they have been in the past few years.
Yep.
I mean, Russell dealt with the finger injury for a couple games, but honestly, the Seahawks sucked.
Even in the
this
last
year.
2 years, yeah, he's been fading out. I said that. Like, that trade didn't surprise me there. But it's just like, you look at that, I'd say it's been after Peyton left, for me, like, for what I watched, Russell and Tom hit their highs.
Yeah.
But, like, outside of that, there hasn't been a lot. Aaron had, I don't know what you call that season. It was hit and miss. He had high ups and he had deep, dark
Yeah,
fucking
it
lows.
was like almost 500-yard games, and then it was like, oh, I threw for 200 with 4 picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't understand what the rush about QBs was, though, this year.
I think
I
it's
still
because,
don't get it.
again, I'm guessing. I'm not a fucking manager. When you look at these teams and if you compare it to the last, like, even as short as 5 years, the point gaps in these games are getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot more games come down to who can kick a field goal.
Exactly, and which I like. I like that it's more competitive football, even for the lower seeded teams. But you're, as a coaching staff or as a team owner or manager, you're like, I want my points back. I want a flashy QB because guess what sells tickets? Blowing a team out by 40 points.
Yeah, I agree. But is Matt Stafford that QB?
I don't know about that. But again,
When you could have, say, traded for Baker Mayfield.
I don't know. That's what I mean. I think it's been such a toss-up for who's going to play well. I don't think there's a safe bet QB out there anymore.
No, there's not at all. But I just don't think, honestly, Stafford is worth 160 after only having, one good career year? Honestly.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the Lions sucked forever. And they will continue to suck forever. Sorry, Detroit. But they suck.
Yeah.
I think Stafford is doing well because of the environment he's in and the team that Sean McVay has put together.
Yeah, but if that's the case and he's going to sit there, why not then pay him to be a part of that unit if that's what you're going to build your team around?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, that's just kind of how I do it.
No, you're right. But we'll see how it goes. They had a lot of good players retire this year, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Their offensive line or defensive line might be shot this year, and they might have a really bad year.
Because it was no different than last year. Like, you look at this year, Buffalo had a really good season.
Yeah.
And that came off of, it wasn't, it was before this season, so it was last summer. He signed a 6-year contract worth $260 million.
Yeah. I mean, these contracts are getting stupid.
Yeah.
To sign anybody for more than 4 years, I don't care if it's Michael Jordan. Like, you could very easily blow a knee, blow an ankle, and be out for numerous seasons. And we've seen it before.
Exactly. And that's what I don't mind the contracts as long as, like, I don't think your guarantee should be over half of your contract.
I don't think it should be over 35% of your contract.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw...
I think your guarantee should step with every year you show up healthy.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, because, like, look what happened to, like, OBJ.
Yeah.
Whatever team he started on when he got his big contract, New York,
Yeah.
it was when he signed his large extension, and he had a huge guarantee.
Yeah, what has he played since then? 10 games in 4 years?
Exactly.
And I think we've seen the same thing with about 10 years ago, RG3
Yeah.
on Washington. Like, how many times did that guy blow out his knee after having a very good season? Like, I mean, it was for Washington, but it was still a very good season for a quarterback.
I want to see that team GM or just like his reaction when that happens.
Oh, man.
He's
I'll
drinking
probably
that
quit.
night.
Yeah, after I pay Matt Stafford $135 million to sit on the bench for 4 years because of a knee injury, I quit. I mean, I don't wish that on Matt Stafford, but holy hell.
Right?
Ridiculous. All right. So what do we got? I'm going to skip down a couple. We got the Tiger Irons
Yes.
going up for sale.
I can't. What is it? His rally irons?
So
Anyways, so a pair of one of Tiger's irons are going up for auction.
like a full set?
Yes.
Okay.
And it, for some reason, just with the way that it's going, is very hyped. It's the Tiger Wood irons that he used to win 4 straight majors.
Okay, so this would have been what? 2000, 2001 maybe?
Yeah. And so they're going up. They were bought, I can't remember how many years ago, for 60 grand more or less. It was like 57 and change.
That's fuck
2010.
all. That's fuck all.
So in 2017, they had one of his, I can't even remember which putt, but one of his putters went up.
Oh yes, the Scotty he used, the one with the like you could see the ball mark on the putter.
Yeah.
So obviously used for a lot of years.
So that went up to auction. I know, but it went up. He used it on, I think it might have been like one of his Masters wins.
Oh, okay. Like the big Augusta putt maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
And then because he retired it after that, it showed up on the market. That sold in 2017 for 700 grand.
Okay, that's fair.
So these irons are going up now. They're not for sale yet. Or they might be auctioning.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, where are they going? I've seen betting pools come out, not even auctioning for the irons, but trying to figure out how much money they're going to go for.
I could see.
So I'm going to give you this context. They're up on open auction right now.
Okay.
Day one went up. There was a bid that went in. So what do you think?
The opening bid was?
Well, yeah. Actually, what do you think that is? What do you think they're going to go for?
I think opening probably went 1.2 maybe.
Okay.
Am I high?
You're high.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, surprising. So then I think it's going to close for about 1.2.
Okay. I think that could be realistic.
I was expecting it to close around 1.5, but
Bid went in at 550.
I guess if you're the opening guy, you really don't have anything to compete with. So that's fair. Still.
That's what I mean. That's wild. Especially
for something that's going to sit on your fucking shelf.
I don't judge that at all. Like, man, have you seen some of the whatever art go for?
Yes, I agree, but
You give me a canvas with one black dot in the middle for $50 million. No thanks.
But like,
I'm not judging anyone. But
buy one club. Buy the 7-iron.
Yeah, but that's the collector's value of it. You need the set.
No, it's not a collector's value because nobody's ever going to be
4
able to
majors
afford to buy that.
in a row. He used all those clubs.
I hope whoever buys this set pieces them off and sells them club by club.
Doubt it. It's some collector in Dubai.
Oh, absolutely it is.
Yeah.
However, it's a very easy way to make $5 million by piecing out these clubs. If you get the full set for $1.5 million even, there's no doubt in my mind that you couldn't sell one of every 8 clubs for $500,000.
The guy that's buying this is not thinking about turning around and hucking them.
I would fucking hawk them for sure. That's ridiculous.
I just want Phil to buy them and then, like, weld them into a smiley face.
I don't know if you've heard, but I don't think he can afford these anymore. Not a whole lot of sponsorship dollars coming in old Phil's way these days.
I say on a complete side note to that, it has been confirmed he will not be attending the Masters.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
But yeah,
Okay.
so that comes up when this finishes. I think it's in a week from now. We'll update you guys on the price.
Yeah, absolutely. What are you guessing? Because I think
I was thinking about the same thing. Like, I didn't
Like
realize until
1.2?
right now that the opening bid was that high.
I
But
think that's low. Considering where the putter sold for.
I don't know. It's a Scotty though. There's the value right there.
Oh, true. Yeah, you're right. The
No,
title-
I'm thinking somewhere around $1 million.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think any collector would be lucky to have these. However, a full set of irons is going to be a complete bitch to display. That's my gripe with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no
But the
nice
funny
way
thing
to
with
hang
this
those.
is at least it's not like buying a Brady ball.
Wow.
Did you see he's come out? He was making some public posts. He's like, do you think we can get this guy at Bitcoin or something?
Yeah, I did see that he was going to try and hawk more crypto at the kid that bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So at least that's safe. And I'm curious, like, I've pushed this forever. I want Tiger to come back and win a major or win the Masters. So if that happens, like, it could only help the value. There's no doubt about it. I think Tiger's past his bad decisions in life. So you're not really worried about these clubs tanking in value.
Yeah. I mean, even if he does make another horrific life choice, it's still Tiger Woods. Once again, the greatest of all time in his sport. I'll put it out there.
Yeah.
You're right. These clubs can't go down in value.
Exactly.
He's just, when you think golf, you think, oh, Sunday Red.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it is. But I think he's supposed to be making a return this weekend, I believe.
I haven't heard that. I just heard it was sometime this year.
I saw his name on the roster list for this weekend. Not sure if it's true. Could have been.
I said
whatever.
I want him to debut at the Masters. Hush, hush. Just show up. Not even announce that he's in like a group until that morning.
Yeah.
Or he walks up to the tee box.
Yeah, now teeing off on one. Tiger Woods.
Exactly. It would go ballistic.
I think the Dubai League would fold right there.
Or even put him in like the last seed tee off or something.
Yeah. Now for your 3:30 tee time. Incredible. Okay, so we're guessing around a mil. You got a mil, I got 1.2. That's the final thing on Tiger's irons.
Yeah.
So now we got what happened in F1 this weekend? Or is this something that's going on?
Well, it's more. We kind of ended last year. We know Max won.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of anger from everyone.
Oh, I didn't notice that at all.
And so this year, F1 has started up. We're coming into second event this weekend.
Yep.
First event was last weekend.
Yep.
And it's been a roller coaster already. So what happened is the new gen of cars are out.
Yep.
They've done a lot of balancing stuff. Like whatever bias you have, Mercedes got reined in a little on their car.
Yeah, I did actually watch this weekend. I was able to watch it while I was away, so that was nice.
So everyone seems to be more content with that. But what happened before that event actually started, it's been confirmed that the FIA came out and more or less acknowledged that Lewis should have won last year.
Oh, no.
They've fired the official that was responsible for that.
Oh, no.
And it's more or less like general knowledge that they fucked up bad.
What the hell do you do if you're Max?
And so that's just it. There hasn't been as much I've seen from like the drivers and come out in that opinion. But like the fans are eating this up. Red Bull's team manager, who is Christian Horner, who is like has a reputation for being extremely fucking hot-headed, is livid. Like he's blasting everyone. He's blasting up and down Mercedes. Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff. They have a rivalry there. Like,
yeah.
And take this with a grain of salt. If anyone's seen Drive to Survive, F1 is actually in discussions with Netflix. Netflix is getting in trouble for overdoing the drama.
Yeah, I did hear that. Actually.
Blowing it out of proportion. But there is bad blood there at some point.
Yeah, and I agree there is. And I think there will be in every professional sport, no matter what.
But so that happened. So everyone's pissed. And then it came into qualifying, I believe. Red Bull had an awesome race. Mercedes did not for qualifying. It was just like, what's happening? And then it gets to race day, and it was a complete upset. Both Red Bull cars get retired. Lewis Hamilton and his teammate have a great race, but they come second and third, and then a major upset, first and second win came from Ferrari.
Well, good. I want to see Ferrari start winning. I want to see another head in this race because for what, 2 years it's been Red Bull Mercedes.
Like 7 years.
Well, I only watch it for 2.
But yeah, no, that's the point. And everyone I think is enjoying that. Even I actually didn't look up too much Red Bull press. I'm trying to take everything with a grain of salt, especially with the over dramatization right now. But everyone comes out, they're like, I'm so happy that Ferrari's there. Like, awesome job. Like, let's have a good season.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited that it's shaping up to be a competitive season.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if you've heard, but there's a little bit of speculation going on some saltiness from Mercedes. So in F1, I'm sure you know, it's incredibly hard to see the car numbers on the car.
Oh, yeah. I know about this.
So it's incredibly hard. They're usually
I hope this happens.
a small number painted on the front scoop or maybe on a side wing. And Mercedes has now come out, big, bold black letters with big, bright, vibrant green outlines.
Yep.
So if your number on your car is not easily visible, it is a time penalty.
Yes.
So there's speculation going on. Say Lewis loses by a fraction of a second, a full second, whatever. Mercedes is going to come out and complain and say, well, we can't read their car number. Look at ours. Ours is very visible.
And I agree with that. I've seen the speculation, and I'm curious because, like, if we hear it, obviously the other teams have heard some form of it.
Yeah.
If they're going to fix that, if it's going to be an issue. It's dumb in a way, but I kind of like
the pettiness?
I like the intricacies to the rules of F1.
Yes.
It's a spectator sport in that sense, but to its core, it's like an engineer sport.
Oh, 100%.
It is these guys.
Absolutely.
It's not even the fucking drivers. It's like these engineers that build these cars is flexing what they can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you have to be a good driver, but you've got to be a fucking genius to be behind one of these cars.
When I guarantee that if you ask any driver in the F1, they'll say, like, aside from any driver talent, if you, like, you can't put the best pound for pound driver, period, in the last seed mechanical car. Like, you just can't do it.
No shot.
You cannot overcome that engineering.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then, so the other little tidbit that I have for this, the excitement coming down this week, is it's in the race this week is in Jeddah, which is in
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay.
But they almost canceled this. It just got confirmed. So what are we on Friday? So practice laps are today, qualifiers tomorrow. Yesterday is the first time they confirmed it because 3 days ago there was a missile strike on an oil depot very close to the track.
Excellent.
So of course everyone's up in air, like, oh my god, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And they've confirmed with government, FIA officials, all the sponsors, like they're going ahead with it. Everything's being governed. It's not like an act of war or anything. It was something that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is 3 or 4 days after an active missile strike.
Holy fuck. I don't know if I'd be attending. That's a little too much for me.
Well, and it's funny actually because I watched just a couple of influencers or people around F1 on Instagram, and they're like doing major travels to go to Saudi Arabia and watch this event.
No shot. All right, good for them, whatever. Good for them. All right. I think that's it for sports. We got not a whole lot in video games coming out. There's two things we got to talk about. Number one, Fortnite made a huge announcement with their new update. There's no more building.
Yes.
So,
I like it.
what the fuck happened?
Well, we talked about this. I don't even know if we did on the podcast, but we talked about this probably a month or two ago when we were playing a lot more.
Yeah, when it was just rumored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy they're trying it. The general consensus seems to be it's quite enjoyable. Like you have your shield now kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you have your Halo shield that
yeah.
regenerates.
I'm curious what they're going to do with it. Because they've already announced that this comes out. So I haven't gotten too far into it, but we're on season 3, chapter 2, and they've worked it into kind of the story.
Yeah.
It stopped you from building, and they've acknowledged the fact that right now they're going to fix it. Like you're going to progress through the story arc, and building will come back.
It is coming back.
But it's gotten very, very good public reaction. So what are they going to do with it? Is this going to be like a rolling thing where once, twice, 3 times a year it comes out, no building? Or
I think this needs to be a permanent mode.
I just don't want to see it be a mode and then even if it's close to like a 50-50 split, because then it changes what the game is. Like when it comes into competitive and stuff, you're going to have like a bunch of pros. You'll split the line. It's like, I want building. No, I don't want building.
I don't think we'll see a pro tournament without building.
I think we need to see it, but just do it as one special event and make sure that like the game goes back to full building afterwards.
Yes, but I think if we do that, we're going to see a lot of guys that don't play Fortnite come in and stomp these tournaments.
I think you should.
like
Put some of these players, like if I could see some major COD player pick up these mechanics really well and just like make Ninja or Tfue like go cry in a corner.
well, like you're telling me the aim god Shroud couldn't just jump in a Fortnite game and win right now?
I don't know. It all depends on comfort mechanics, though, right?
Yes.
It's a whole different game.
No, it is, but it's becoming Call of Duty.
To a sense, but to me, like that's not even a comparison because the game is better right now. It's not broken.
Yes, I agree. It's not broken and it's awesome. It's like I played maybe 3 games and it was the best 3 games I've felt in years of Fortnite. However, I think a shooter mechanic is still a shooter mechanic, and if you are just one of the best shooter players in the world, like whatever,
Yeah. I won't
you're
deny
going
that.
to be able to compete, 100%.
I don't know. I like it though.
Oh, I like it. Oh man, it's nice. So we're gonna play more, 100%.
Definitely, especially we're coming out of some days off here, so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's my biggest question mark on this. Is I want to know what happens. Fortnite's being really hush hush about it.
Yeah, there's been absolutely nothing. I think there really never has been. Like they've never announced things in advance like this. Like
No,
when
yeah,
there's-
they're really
when
good
there's
for
events,
keeping major
yeah.
stuff quiet. Like from the concerts to the major map changes, you get the rumor bits, and some have been true and some have been not. Like
Yeah,
we were
that's it.
supposed to get tilted back, like I don't know, 2 years ago, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It never happened.
Yeah, and then we finally get it 6 months ago or whatever the hell
Yeah.
it was. So I don't know. I could see it staying around as a side game, but I don't think it'll make its way into the pro tournaments.
No, and
my
I don't
take
think
on
it should, but I would just like to see one.
Yeah,
Or
just
they
does it for fun.
come into like Fortnite Worlds and they just throw in like an open category.
Or, yeah, like a Twitch Rivals almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that actually. I could go for that.
Or even do like one of your celebrity tournaments where you match it up.
You remember what they did that a few years ago with Twitch Rivals? You had like Juju and
Yeah.
like, the football guys. You're right. I'd like to see that. I could go for some of that.
Because then it gives everyone a bit more of common ground. Because there's no doubt about it. The hardest mechanic in that game is building, especially for new people.
Yeah, always will be.
Yeah.
And
You can't outbuild a sweat when it's your 5th match.
no, way too much ADD medication going on through that game. And like I like to call myself a decent video game player, but I cannot compare to kids when it comes to cranking 90s and one pumping me in the face.
Yeah.
Like that,
Nothing feels better, too.
Oh, just love it. All right. So there's one game coming out. We don't have it on the list, but it got announced recently. I'm excited for it. I bet you are not, but I'm pretty jazzed. We got Hogwarts Legacy coming out
I've
sometime
seen a lot
this
of
year.
stuff for this.
So it's supposed to be coming out 2022. That's all they said. Holiday season 2022. So end of the year.
This has been
Hopefully.
blowing up my TikTok, actually.
Oh yeah. So it's going to be a Warner Bros. Produced game, obviously.
Yeah.
We have seen Harry Potter games before. We had one for the PlayStation 1. We've had the Lego games.
Yeah.
But this is going to be using the Unreal Engine. It's going to be kind of an open world game.
But it's Unreal Engine 4, isn't it?
Yes, so it's one behind.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be better because then hopefully there's less bugs.
Well, and that's what I mean, especially when it's coming from not like one of your biggest video game developers right now or studios.
Yeah, it's Avalanche produced by Warner Brothers. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a big game.
No, but I mean, like, it's not someone that's fully coded into, like, Unreal Engine 5 kind of thing.
Yes, I agree with that. But I haven't heard enough about it to, like, give any specifics. But I think I'm excited for it. Like you said, it's been blowing up my TikTok. I've been watching a couple of YouTube videos on it.
I like the idea of everything I've seen with it. Like, so I'm not saying I'm not looking forward to it. I actually like it. I like Harry Potter. I just hope that they do the game right. Because all the stuff that's come out, it said you're going to more or less, like, make your person. They're trying to give it a very open concept feel to, like, being at that school.
Yeah.
And I hope they stick to it. I hope there's some decision making. I hope, like, to me, I almost hope this feels like Fable 2. You have, like,
Ooh.
kind of your good, bad stuff. You have story arc changes,
Yeah.
like, to really shape the game. I just don't want it to be scripted because they say
Yes.
you can create your character, you do some, like, in-game stuff, and you actually can get sorted into different houses and stuff. So I want almost, like, each one of those branches to cause a different game, not just, like, I'm going to route the game as Slytherin, and then I'm going to repeat it as Hufflepuff and just do the same fucking game.
I like that comparison with Fable 2. And I agree. Especially with, like you said, the sorting hat. I want to see even just like a half an hour playthrough before the sorting hat,
Yeah.
you make your decisions and you get put in a house based on that shit that you do.
Yes.
I like that.
But
that's such a good comparison.
That's what I mean. But I'd love to see a game where it comes through like you have to juggle things. You can be like you can go Gryffindor and you can work towards like certain points and be a goody good like story arc.
Yeah.
Or it's like you can play to some different side and you can do some sketchy things, but like there's repercussions to it. Like I'd like to see you actually be able to get like expelled from the school, game over.
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean. Like very open world, like your choices reflect what's going on.
Why the hell aren't we developing a game? Okay.
They've said it and stuff like they're working on the spell scope of the game is going to be very big. It's experience based, they're skill tree based. So like you get that customization.
Yeah, so you'll have probably like a potion skill tree, a spells.
Yeah. But what I've been missing in a game is like really having an effect on how you develop your story.
I love that from you. That is way better than I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say, no, I hate Harry Potter and I think it's going to suck.
No.
Okay, perfect. I'm content with that. We're going to talk about that more the more that comes out because I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it is pretty early, just like tidbits.
Yeah, it was announced like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Even a lot of the gameplay, some of it looks kind of unfinished.
It looks incredibly unfinished, but I think using an older engine, it will look good.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Especially now that there's so much support for that.
Yeah. All right. Last thing we got to talk about. Hennessy is trying to set a new speed record with their Venom F5.
Interesting.
So this is technically a street legal car, and they just tested. They got up to 271.6 miles an hour. So they finally broke 270, and they are trying to hit 300 miles this season, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. So in comparison, if you are anywhere in the world that is not America and you use kilometers, what is that? 480 kilometers an hour?
What is that, 300?
300 miles an hour should be 480 kilometers an hour, roughly.
300 miles, 482.
There you go.
42 and a lot of change.
So, hauling ass.
Yes. That's insane.
So they just hit 271. They want 300. This is a street legal car. Like, they are...
It's also... have they released specs, though, like, to what's stock, what's not?
No.
Okay.
No. It obviously
the chassis is stock, because they've done a lot to this car.
Oh, yeah. Like,
so 271 is 436 kilometers.
Yeah. So, you're flying. Most of us will never experience that speed in our life outside of a plane.
I was going to say, yeah, when I go to Mars, I'll be doing that.
Yeah, that's about it. But why the hell do we need a street legal car to do 500 kilometers an hour? Just because?
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard from you. The guy that, like, he's like, yeah, if I ever got a Lamborghini, I'd probably kill myself.
Well, I would. I'd kill myself in a Hennessy as well.
That's like, exactly. Why is it a necessity that in your truck you could probably get to 200?
Well, I can, but that's not the point.
It is the point. It's a street legal vehicle. You don't ever need to go that fast.
200 and 500 are a whole lot different.
To a point. Again, I think this falls into more of the engineering thing. Like these cars, everyone that does this, it's all about like how big your dick is.
Yeah,
it's
that's
no different.
Fair.
Like
especially with Hennessy too.
Tesla Plaid, like chasing their 0 to 60, or like the Porsche Taycan that comes out does the same thing. Like everyone's chasing different figures. You can't compete in these cars with the 0 to 60 anymore because of the electric.
Yeah.
So now you've got to push it out. Like you can't get a fucking 4-ton car with a battery in it to go that fast like that because you're going to drain it.
Yeah, that's true. So the one thing that I am curious about is if we see Hennessy do this, are we going to see Bugatti make another run at the fastest production
Guaranteed.
car? You think so?
Guaranteed. They will hold on to. They probably have like a car sitting in pieces,
hiding?
just waiting. Yeah.
Like, yeah, we'll bring
It's
it
a
out when we
file
need it.
on an engineer's computer. It's like as soon as the CEO says go, he's just like, production, let's do it.
Oh my God, could you imagine? I just wanted to bring that up because I watched the clip. 271, they were saying like if you
It's probably some 16 valve hybrid Bugatti.
I hate you. God, I hate you. I don't even remember what I was saying now. I do not want to see a hybrid break a speed record.
My thing though with that is, I agree. Like the electric, well, it depends. One of my favorite cars, like I'm a P1 fan.
Yeah, that's fair. It is a nice car.
But
Maybe that.
I'm more interested now in these people pushing these speed records. Because like I don't know if you've seen it, it's blowing up on TikTok right now. There's a new tune. Someone did a custom Lamborghini. It's like 3,300 horsepower.
Holy shit.
Right, it's all built out, but again, you're pushing like a lot of power through multiple cylinders and stuff like that. Where I'm more curious, like I like what Koenigsegg and stuff was doing, and it's closer to the F1 cars where you're getting these small like 1.6, 2.1 liter engines.
Yeah.
And then you're still doing a 300 kilometer car.
Yeah.
That's what I like seeing.
Yeah, and I like that, and I also like a good ring time. Like I like to see cars do the Nürburgring.
Yeah,
yes, doing 500 across the desert is super cool and great for you. However, not realistic for anyone that ever buys a car anywhere close to that caliber.
well, neither is a track for anyone here.
No, but you could do track events in a track car and have fun.
You're right, but if I ever buy $1 million car, I'm not rat bagging it around a track.
I am. if I bought a Koenigsegg,
I will go to the
specifically for
Cars
ring,
and Coffee and flex, and that's about it.
I'll do coke off the hood and then I'll drive home. All right, that's fair. We gotta keep up on this though as well though. I want to see if they do 300.
That would be awesome. And then same thing, like my wager is within a year, Bugatti announces a project.
Yeah, maybe not beats them outright, but they will say we're gonna try.
Oh, I have no doubt they'll beat them. That's all
You
I
think
have to
they'll beat
say.
Hennessy?
They'll come out, they'll develop it. They won't even show a public test until they've done it privately. I guarantee it.
That would totally be a Bugatti thing to do, but I don't think they have enough to beat Hennessy anymore.
We'll see.
We will see. Okay, my money's on Hennessy. Okay, fair enough.
We will check back with that.
All right, so we're coming to the end of the episode. We've got our transfusions down. How was it? You didn't really finish yours.
I'll finish this still. I was talking more. So.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think it was okay. It was a decent budget summer drink.
It was. And again, like we say this a lot, but it would be one that sitting in the nice warm sun, like you kind of forget. It goes down nice.
Yeah.
Like this is the one that if you've had a few, you're getting your buzz going, and you pour one and like forget to add your mix, you're going to hate it.
Oh,
like it'll
it'd be
throw you
terrible.
off so much.
It'd be so bad.
That's all I could say is so the Smirnoff Infusion Strawberry and Rose straight was not good. Like avoid that at all costs.
We didn't even rate it. What are you giving it straight?
A 4.
That's exactly where I was. I love that.
Actually, I'm gonna go 3. I think it was bad.
I'm going 4. I've had way worse vodkas. So I'm comfortable at 4. But the mixed drink, like with the Sprite, it'd be fine even whatever. Ginger ale, 7-Up, whatever.
That's what I mean. And like with a little garnish or spritz of lime, I think that'd be pretty decent.
Yeah. Like you're probably up at like a 7.
Yeah,
or 7.
6.5.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
It is not my 1, 2, or 3 choice if it's anything else there.
Oh, no. This is like if I go over and somebody's like, hey, you want a transfusion? I'll be like, yeah, sure.
Infusion.
Right. Sorry. Sorry. Either way, I agree. It's not something I'm bringing to the party.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. So we're wrapping up. We don't even have anything that we need to talk about next week. This is going to be a totally open week for us. We don't have anything that's carrying over. We got the NCAA stuff, but that's going to be all month.
But yeah.
That's it. We're going to play some more Fortnite and give an honest opinion of what's wrong with the game because there is new sprinting mechanics.
Yep.
There is new guns. We
I'm
will
gonna
talk about that again, but that's about it.
Touch on some fun stuff that I've learned. I just bought a truck, and I want to talk about just some of the funny stuff with like the semiconductor shortages that are going on in the market right now.
Yeah, I bet that caused huge problems. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, it was interesting. So I'm going to touch on that next week.
Okay, I like that. It's also your pick. You got anything in mind for next week?
I do. I'm on the fence. I'm deciding if I want to. You know what it is. I've told you there's a higher end one that I want to try.
Oh, I think I know what we're talking about.
But I had a lot of fun just picking a dickhead drink last week, and I'm like, I kind of want to go with that again.
That's fair.
So we'll see.
There's
You're either going to have
lot.
a potentially really good one or just a complete toss-up.
I would like to see the one you're talking about. I'd like to see you bring that in and just suck.
You probably.
It just sucked terribly.
I don't know anything about it in that sense, like because that's why it's an expensive bottle, and there's a lot of hype around it, I guess you could say.
It's also not something that you and I drink.
Yeah.
Like we're being very vague about this, but if Caleb brings it in next week, you'll understand and you'll be like, "What the fuck are these guys drinking?" That'll be it, 100%.
So we'll see what goes on there.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Other than that, every Sunday, guys, we're coming out.
Yep.
We are Saturday today, so no matter what we're getting about, this is getting wild. We're getting busy.
It
Like
is.
we
This
said
summer
last
is going to
week-
be interesting.
Like we said last week, it's getting tough.
What it's going to be is anything that needs a little bit of editing isn't going to get it.
Yeah, it's going up raw for sure. But we're coming into golf season, so I think we got to talk about that pretty soon. Goals for this year, just shit we want to do with golf.
Yeah, we can see grass everywhere now. So
Finally. But follow us on Twitter, Instagram, join the Discord,
yep.
join the Reddit. I forgot we have Reddit. Always forget we have Reddit. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. That's on you.
Again, it's look up the hard stuff. That's what I mean. Like, we're getting busy, we're spreading thin, like we're having fun, and we actually are still getting good input. So like, always feel free to drop a comment on what you like, don't like, stuff like that. We like hearing that. I get actually more and more recently in-person feedback,
Yeah.
and like we're having fun. Everyone seems to be having fun joining in on our conversations, so that's good. Like, I don't think we need to be stressing. I would rather put the effort into the quality of like what we do here than worrying about all this social media, so you guys can roast us for it, but it's all going to be out there.
Yeah, feel free to take up our social media for us. You know, new episode comes out, tweet it at us.
Yeah.
New episode comes out, share it on
These
Discord
guys
for
are
us.
idiots and they forgot, but
Yeah.
here's the new episode.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's Tuesday and they forgot to post something about it.
Yeah.
But it's up. Don't worry.
Exactly.
All right. I like it. Post to that. We're out of here, guys. We appreciate it. Every Sunday we come out. That's all I have to say, really.
Yeah, until next time, really.
Catch you later.
Okay.